Welcome back to this channel, guys. Sorry, my name is Stacy with Stacy Makes, and I do markets, crochet plushies, other things sometimes, and I do these markets with my daughter Tara, who is Old Soul Factory on YouTube, so you may watch her as well. And anyway, so that's what this week's video is going to be. It is now, I didn't film an intro to the video during, I did a little bit of vlogging, not much, just like I took some clips of the market on different times of both days, so you guys can kind of see the progress, and then I'll run through what sold and the total and how much I have left and all of that stuff. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to insert the footage here of us setting up on day one, arriving, our Friday night setup. We did our tents and tables and put our bookshelves in there, and then we left them, and then we came back Saturday morning, which the market was from 9 to 5 both days. So we came back Saturday morning and had to pop the tent back up and then put tablecloths on, actually set up all the bookshelves and the table, or the tablecloths and the baskets and all of that stuff. So you'll see those clips now. I'm going to insert just day one for now, and then I'm going to give you guys a summary of day one, and then I'm going to insert all the day two footage and give you a summary of day two, and then I'll summarize both days together and talk about the expenses of this show. So we'll get into it. Okay, Tara, tell us about that.
So, I feel like we have a billboard pole through the middle of our room. But this is just the shower. It's so weird. It's just so weird.
Okay, we made it. We're in the hotel. We're all set up. I got some crazy hair. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. We're gonna go get some food. I think we've decided on Chick-fil-A, because we don't get that very much because we both love it, but there's people in our family that don't like it, and so it's not something that everyone can agree on. So it's one of those places that, like Olive Garden,
Yes.
that you don't get very often because not everyone likes it. So anyway, that's what we're gonna go do. We're gonna get settled in. We brought our yarn bags. Let's see if I can. Whole bags of yarn and clothes, whatever that we. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys. This actually I'll put this snippet before the outro. I already filmed, but just wanted to let you know we made it safe, and then I'll probably edit tonight, and that'll be it for this video for pre-market week. And then market starts super early tomorrow, all day tomorrow, 9 to 5, all day Sunday, 9 to 5 again. So 2 very long days in a row. So it'll be long days. It'll be exhausted, but hopefully it'll be fun. So we'll talk to you guys later. Happy crocheting. Bye. Okay, it's on now. Hey. I recorded a whole thing and I didn't record a whole thing actually. So we're here, we're set up. I'll insert a clip of the before booth. We had to kind of modify a little bit because a little bit of rain leakage. It's cloudy, raining off and on. People are starting to kind of show up and it's almost time to start about 8:40. We got 20 minutes. So we're here and ready. It's starting to, I'm gonna have to live off the adrenaline today because we barely slept last night. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye. We ate $10 bins, our bigger stuff, with our bins at the bottom. Our little turtle army, love cats, skunks, and then mystery keychains, mystery boxes, snakes, little zipper pouches, our little sign. So we had to kind of move it around a little bit. This is where we're gonna sit. We couldn't put anything here because the canopy was leaking from up there, so we had to kind of avoid putting anything in this area for now anyway. We might move it around tomorrow. So this is our before. Okay, so in that footage you should have seen Friday night setup, and then we went to our hotel, and then Saturday morning we came back and reset up. I checked in about midday, and then of course we took all the plushies down for the night and kind of took our tablecloths and everything up on the tables so that they wouldn't get wet. There was chances of rain again overnight. So day one, just a little summary of kind of how the day went. The morning was rainy off and on. It was cloudy. There was chances of rain off and on until about 1 or 2. Of course, the market was 9 to 5, and there was live music all day long. There was kids' bouncy houses. There was a truck town, like where kids can get in fire trucks and tractors and stuff like that, which is really cool. There was a huge food truck area, and there was, I think, counting all the food trucks, there was 153 vendors. There was a few people scattered throughout some of the rows that did not show up. Something happened, I don't know. They decided the weather wasn't nice, I don't know. But you know, there was a couple empty spots. There was 6 to 7-ish other crochet booths there. This was not a juried show, this was a festival. It was pretty much anybody who was willing to pay for a booth space came, knowing that this was not a juried event. So there was a crocheter right next to us that had really neat, like Raven J Co. and Mama Made Minis patterns and things. Just a little bit of the booth was that. It was a mom and a daughter too. The daughter crocheted, the mom did macrame and some woodwork and painting stuff. But there was not a ton next to us, but that was right next to us. And then a couple booths down to the other side, there was a girl sitting at a couple tables. There wasn't a lot on her tables, and then she just sat there and behind her tables with, there wasn't a lot of signage or anything like that. It looked like she was fairly new, maybe at Dune Markets, maybe super local. And then Heather from Freckled Brunette Creations, which we got to meet her. I'll insert our picture here together. But she was there, and we're super excited to meet her in person because she's actually going to the retreat with us, so we're super excited about that. And she was way over, like at the very first row. We were at the very, very last row. And then catty corner from Heather was Casey from May Made, which she had a lot of snuggler type stuff and Raven J Co type stuff, which was super cute and aesthetic. Our stuff was not really baby, natural colored, earthy tones. Our stuff doesn't really have an aesthetic like that to it. Outside of it's just all types of animals. What do you want? The whole zoo is here, and it's all different types of colors and stuff as well. So and then there was a few in between us that we did spy here and there. So we didn't spy any China made or overseas made stuff that people were reselling. It was really a good market for people who, I would say 50% of it was probably handmade stuff that people, woodwork stuff, tumblers, dog bandanas, salves, soaps, candles. It was just a neat variety of things. So day one started though, and the first 2 hours we had, I think, 1 or 2 sales, and we were like, oh my gosh, what did we do? I hope we make our hotel room back. And luckily it picked up. Closer to lunch, people came out to do the food trucks and stuff. And by the end of day one, we were like, okay, day one ended up doing pretty good. It did sprinkle off along. We left 3 of our sidewalls up all day. Actually, we put the front sidewall up too and pulled it to the sides at one point just in case, because there was a point where we thought maybe it was going to rain and we were going to maybe have to just close it for a while, and then if the wind had picked up. So but not bad at all. Nothing that we couldn't handle. It was not super windy, which was great, because that was one of my big worries. I didn't have one point in the whole thing where I was worried about the wind blowing our booth away, which was wonderful. So that was day one. That was the vibe of day one. We were exhausted. I did not sleep. I was stupid and I drank caffeine way too late on Friday night. We went to Chick-fil-A to eat and I had a sweet tea, and I'm just old, and when I drink caffeine late at night, I mean, my brain doesn't shut off, and so like my body's trying to sleep because it's exhausted, but my brain runs and I'm half in and half out, and I don't feel rested, and I was in a strange place anyway, and it was loud sounds outside, and I mean, I bet I got maybe 2 hours collectively, and so Saturday morning when it wasn't busy, I was just flat out exhausted. But anyway, not that you guys wanted to know that, but I struggled, and then when it finally got busier, I was like, okay, that I could live off of the adrenaline a little bit more, because I definitely needed that. So Saturday, I'm just going to run through. I am not going to show every single type of item that sold, pictures of it or anything. If you want to try to spy it in the booth pictures or the videos, or if you want to ask down into the in the comments, if you hear me talk about a pattern that sold, and I'm not going to link every single pattern either of everything that sold in this video, because it was a lot. I make a huge variety of things, so I'm just going to kind of list off what I sold briefly, very quickly, as fast as I can, and then kind of give you a total for day one. So I sold one of my skunks. I sold 4 Fred the Turtles. All 4 of my Fred the Turtles I sold on Saturday, I believe. Nope, I sold 4 of my 5. So I had 5 and I sold 4. I sold my mallard by Madeline Mayco. I had a cow by Keenmaker. I sold both of my Camille the Sitting Cows from Jen's Crafty Creations. I sold Twinkie the Turtle from Saucy Puffin Crafts. I sold both possums I had. I sold my Strawbert Snail. My Sammy the Pig, the only one I had. I sold my Mint Chocolate Chip Cow, which was Zero Gravity Crochets No Sew Little Cow. I sold a Strawberry Turtle. My Madeline Mayco Mermaids. My Giraffe by Madeline Mayco. My Mini Baby Cow by Madeline Mayco. My Super Mini Baby Cow by Madeline Mayco. I sold my Cow Snuggler by Mama Made Minis. I sold my one Tofu the Turtle. My Sleepy Dino random pattern that I had. I sold my mouse that had the cookie in the pocket. I sold my large chompers, my jumbo Fred the Turtle. The other Freds are all my burnout ones. And I sold 1 gecko out of the $15 bin. I sold 7 keychains, 2 of my zip up grainy square bags that I made. I sold 5 of my 8 mystery plushie boxes. I sold 11 things out of the $10 bin. I sold 16 things out of the $5 bin. I sold 7 things out of the $8 bin and 1 thing out of the $12 bin. So the total for Saturday was $984. So, which was not bad. It's not the best one-day thing I've ever had. That was probably my December market before I started YouTube. My holiday market at a local, which is juried, and it's at a local high school. The very first weekend in December, it was probably my largest one-day show. I think I sold $1,200 in one day, and it was like 9 to 4. Wasn't even as long as this day. It was just absolutely insane. Okay, so that was day one. I'm going to insert now all of the footage from day 2. Not a ton of it, but I'll insert that footage of the setup, because we had to reset up all the plushies, and then I'll show you the after at the end of the day, and then I will give you another roundup of what day 2 was. Enjoy! Here's what we got today, guys. It still looks really full. If you didn't know any better, that it was like twice as full yesterday. But I'm still, I still feel like it's a pretty good offering. Like we've still got a lot of stuff left here. And we could still move it around. And the only thing that's underneath the table now is like keychain wristlets and pacifier clips. And I have some like metal keychain things that have like silicone beads on them that I made that I haven't put out. I did add the scrunchies today. I didn't have them out yesterday. So here it is. Say hi, Tara. Okay, so day 2, it started off about the same. It was slower in the morning, about 10:30, 11 o'clock. More of a crowd came out. There was some sprinkles and a little bit of light rain off and on in the afternoon. Some. It was very, very minimal. I sewed a few things Saturday night. Not much. I can't remember right now what they were. And then Saturday morning I had a chance to sew or to crochet, I think, one other thing in the morning when it wasn't busy. And then later in the day on Sunday, I made 3 baby turtles because I was down to like 1. And I crocheted 3 baby turtles, and I basically put one out and sold it in like 3 minutes. I put another one out. Actually, I finished it, put it up on top of the basket, the crate in front of me, and someone asked about it, and it was sold before I even had a chance to put it in the bin. And then the last one I put out, I didn't sell that one, but I sold the one that I still had, and I was only left with one $8 baby turtle. So by the way, that free pattern on Instagram did really, really well this weekend. So when I say $8 bin, that a lot of those were the baby turtle patterns. And I just had one whole basket that was just that. So okay, so here is what I did on Sunday. I think it's funny because obviously I have a lot of stuff that I don't have a ton of, but it's just funny to like see, you know, the stuff that obviously got no attention on Saturday and nobody loved it, and then on Sunday somebody comes along and it's just, you know. Okay, I sold both of my llamas on Sunday. Like I had both of them on Saturday, both of them sold on Sunday. I sold my Mary Makes Dino. I sold my other Sleepy Cow by Zero Gravity Crochet. I sold my deer snuggler. It was a Mom Made Mini snuggler. I sold one Madeline Mayco elephant. I sold my Cookie the cow, which is a new Raven Jayco pattern. I sold a $12 elephant. That's the Nooks and Hooks pattern. I sold my last Fred the turtle. I sold my bass that I made this last week before, which is fun. I had so many people that loved it, picked it up and stuff, and on day 2 some lady came by and she picked it up and she's just like, I gotta have this. She's like, it's gotta be in my life. I'm like, awesome. I sold one of my Burnett chompers. I sold my orange snail, Millie the monkey. I sold, which is my pattern, I sold my big sad hamster, another strawberry turtle, which I did make the night before. I sold a bunny snuggler, I think it's by the Cozy Stitch. I sold my baby alien Yoda. I sold another skunk, and I sold my sitting bee that I made in the free Instagram pattern video. I sold 6 $10 bin items, 8 keychains, 2 $5 bin items, the last of my mystery boxes, which was 3. I took 8 and I sold all of them, and 13 of my $8 bin items. Sunday, I had a total of sales of $654 on Sunday, which I was pretty pleased with. I told Tara, I'm like, my expectation going in is to do half the second day. 1, because we don't have as much inventory, and 2, because I felt like the crowd would probably be less. So doing $984 the first day, I was like, I would be surprised. $984? Yep. I would be surprised that the second day it's not just a $400 $300 to $500 a day, and I did $654. So I was super excited about that. I think she sold almost as much stuff on the second day as she did the first day, actually, so which was really great for her. Okay, so total between both days was $1,638. Out of that, expense-wise, I did have to pay 6% sales tax for the state of Kentucky, which was $98.28. I'm going to round that up to 99 for my calculations because y'all don't want to hear about the 72 cents and change. So I took that out, and then my profit was $1,539. I took out $220 for our hotel room, and that left me with $1,319. And then I took out our booth fee, which was only $75 for the whole weekend, which I thought was pretty fabulous, which is why we went ahead and stayed in a hotel, because I'm like, if the booth fee had been like $200 for a 2-day festival, I wouldn't. We've had some that we've applied to that is I think our Springfield show is $225 in November. So $75 was cheap. But again, this is not juried. It was not just handmade stuff. It was not just a market. It was a festival. We just happened to be a byproduct of that. So we paid $75 for that, which ended up $1,244 total after sales tax, hotel, and my booth fee. I'm not going to calculate really my food, which was really, and gas. I mean, the gas, I guess, this is an hour and a half away. I drove there and back. I probably had $30 in gas that I spent. That was outside the realm of what I would have normally spent driving around on the weekend. And I probably ate out a few more times than I would have had we been home. But I would have had to eat anyway. So to me, that's just kind of, I'm not going to count that. So, but anyway, I'm saying my profit from this show is $1,244 for 2 days. Both days, it was 8-hour days plus setup time, teardown time. Am I pleased with that? Absolutely ecstatic after it starting off so slow that it was $1,244. I took over $3,000 in inventory. I think $3,200 in inventory. And so I sold half of it. I literally sold half of my inventory at this show, which we have 3 months before our next big show in September, but also before our big shows just start. They're going to be 2-3 weeks apart, and you're not going to be able to make thousands of dollars of inventory in between each show. So we need to spend the next 3 months making anything and everything we possibly can still, but we just won't be able to sell it for a long time. So you just have to kind of be disciplined and know that you've got to prepare yourself, because there's only so much that you can crochet last minute if you don't. Take advantage of it being summer, and not summer, but take advantage of not having shows and just crochet every minute that you can, whatever you can, and try to set some goals, and which I hope to do, and maybe I'll talk about those in a future video. But anyway, I was really pleased. There was, the first day and the second day, there was a lady on both days that watched our YouTube channel, which I thought was just so fun. I didn't catch either one of their names. I don't want to be all creepy and be like, what's your name? But I think the first day, the lady that watched my YouTube bought my skunk pattern, which I thought was fun. And I can't, and I don't know, the lady from the second day that came by and was like, I watch you guys on YouTube. She did buy something, and I don't remember. I think she did buy something, and I don't remember what it was. I think my booth was pretty busy when she came in there. I would have loved to have talked to you guys more, and I just don't want people to feel like I'm being creepy or invasive when I'm out in public and being like, oh my gosh, you do, do you crochet? And start this huge long conversation that they don't, aren't prepared to talk in public about or something. But if you are here watching this video right now, I would love it if in the comments you would be like, hey, that was me. Because I really appreciated you stopping by and telling me that. It still is very weird to have somebody in public be like, I watch you on YouTube. Because it's like, I don't know, it's just so strange. I love it, but it is, it's just a super strange feeling, like almost like not embarrassed by it, but just like, oh, hopefully you like it. Whew. So anyway, that was fun. So we did get to meet a couple YouTube watchers, subscribers. Again, if you are here, I would love it if you would in the comments, just be like, that was me on day 1, day 2, whatever, and just say hi. It was nice to meet you. I appreciate you coming by and meeting them, meeting Heather, connecting with some of the other crochet people that were there. Was just fun. I mean, and obviously spending the full weekend with my daughter and getting to see her success as well, which her market vlog's been out since Tuesday. So if you want to see how she did, you'll have to watch her video, which, you know, I'll link it down in the description if you want to go watch her market vlog. That's the same market. Together we did really, really well. I mean, I had, as a percentage of our inventory, we did about the same. So it was pretty good. Really, really good weekend. I think the biggest surprises were probably that the Camille cows and like my mouse, that someone just picked them up and like looked at the tag and was like, okay, and like tucked them under their arm and was just like, these are mine. You know, like didn't even bat an eye at the price. I mean, it's like they saw it, they loved it, they realized its worth, and I love that. I mean, because there was a lot of people who were like, you know, would look at a tag and be like, ooh, you need to pick out something in this bins, which is why we have such a huge variety of prices for people. And we have those bins so clearly labeled so that when people walk by, our bins have little clothespin tags on them that tell them that there are things in this booth that cost $5 and $8 and $10. And I think that brings a lot of people in to look, because they know if nothing else, they can be like, stay in this section, you know, hey, you need to shop from this place. And for the most part, I mean, everything that's in those price ranges are there. Like we did have like my Octos out on the shelves and stuff, and they're 10. I didn't have them in a bin. Maybe they would have sold better if they'd been in a bin. They were kind of up where little kids probably couldn't see them, and I didn't sell a single Octo. So that was probably my biggest surprise, or I guess fun thing, is that a couple of the bigger items that I had sold without anyone even questioning, you know, the price of them, which was amazing. Something that also surprised me was that I didn't sell a single Brontosaurus. So if you saw my video, you saw that I spent last week, I made 4 Brontosauruses, and I already had one big one, and I made 4 smaller one from the Savagely Stitch Co. pattern. Kind of get a little obsessed with it, made 4 of them. I didn't sell a single one. Like the second day we put them up on the tiered shelf, to just where people walked by, the white background, you could just see their long necks like sticking up, and tons of people were like, oh my gosh, those dinosaurs are so cute. But I just thought it was so crazy that I sold like other dinosaurs, just none of the Brontosauruses. I mean, people did pick them up, and maybe I had them priced too high. I had 24 on the smaller ones, which they take like right at an hour. And so I probably could do 22, maybe even 20, but I thought the size that they were and stuff, that 24 was, which maybe just didn't find their right home. So that kind of surprised me. I'll say I was surprised by the plushie boxes. I sold out of those. Those make me a little nervous always when people, and it was almost always an adults. Like I think all but one plushie box was sold to a young adult, or, you know, someone in their 20s or 30s. And it was for them. You know, which no shame to people who are adults that want a cute character to put on their desk or to put in their car or to just put on a shelf in their room. You know, I mean, we had a ton of that this weekend, which was just super fun, that there was no age limit to, there was no age limit to those people that enjoyed, you know, our products. So anyway, I did want to also mention on day 1, I didn't say this, but I wrote it down and forgot because I wanted to make a note, that it was 9 to 5. So, but halfway in, at 1 o'clock, I was at 3:45. That gives you an idea. So at 1 p.m., we were halfway through the show, it was at 3:45, and I sold 984 that day. So again, the majority of my sales on day 1 was after 1 o'clock, was from 1 to 5, when the weather cleared up and people were just a lot more people there. So I did have that note. I forgot to say that earlier. So I think I might do a live this week before this video actually comes out. of what I had left from the market. If I don't do the live, next week's video might be what I made on vacation, and we'll do a little inventory and talk about what I have left over, maybe what my market plan is for the summer. And so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for being here. I feel like I've been talking like 6,000 miles a minute, and I need to just take a deep breath. Okay. Like I'm in a hurry or something. I guess I'm filming on a night through the week, and so I guess I am kind of in a little bit of a hurry more than normal, because then I have to edit it and everything before I leave Saturday. So, but anyway, thank you so much for being here, for watching. If there is a pattern that I mentioned that you want to know who it's by, comment down below. If you have more questions about the market and things that sold, did not sell, what people were saying about certain things, leave those in the comments. I'll try to get back to everybody. And I think that's it for now. So would I do it again? I think so. I think I would do it again. I think if I was going to do it again, I would not stay Friday night before, although that was super, super nice. I just added an extra $100 expense that didn't really save us a ton of time the next day. It just saved us having to wake up so early, but I got to sleep in my own bed. And there, I just didn't sleep in my own bed. I was just too nervous and stuff. So I think if I was going to do it again, I would probably not stay Friday night and just get up super early Saturday and only have one night in a hotel. And but I think I would do it again. So thank you guys for watching. Questions, comments down in the description, in the comments box. I appreciate you guys being here. If you like this video, like the video. Subscribe also if you want to get future notifications of when I have a new video comes out. That way you don't miss any of my content going forward. Also, if you are new here, there is content going back for a while that's still super helpful, even though it's not fresh and new. It'll be fresh and new to you. Feel free to go back and watch those playlists, or the patterns I've reviewed, all of the process of market prepping and how I do that. I talk a lot about patterns and give a lot of credit to people who do make the patterns that I do feature in my markets. So feel free to go back and binge watch those things. Turn a playlist on and crochet away while you listen. I appreciate that as well. So I thank you again for being here. I think I've said that 7 times already, but I really do mean it. Have a great week. And as always, happy crocheting, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye.